Everyone, this is Teddy Keckstead from Forex Trading Unlocked, and we are here today for a Forex Euro US dollar weekly analysis for December the 13th through the 18th. And before we get into that, just want to remind you with our disclaimer that this webinar is for illustrative and educational purposes only. So once you read through that real quick. And then we also want to do a quick plug to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Forex Trading Unlocked, please, and definitely share it with your Forex trading and other online trading friends. And if you want to also learn about the trading signal that we're going to talk about in this video, read the book High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns. It's available on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle versions, so you can also read it if you are an Amazon Prime reader as well. So with that, we're going to go right to our forex-trading-unlocked.com website, where we have the workstation page already pulled up, and all you have to do is go to the nav bar at the top of the website, any page, and you go down to you hit the Forex Analysis and Education tab, then you hit the Forex Trading Unlocked Workstation tab. On that page, you can see all the economic numbers that come out for the week ahead. As far as the euro is concerned, we do have wages, labor, total trade balance, and construction output coming out on the 14th. And then we have CPI, retail sales for the US dollar. So that might have a little bit of movement for the market for those on Monday. And then let's see what we got going in here. December the 17th. Yeah, we're kind of through most of the major numbers for the beginning of the month, and we have the holiday, unemployment, and there's a couple of euro numbers that will be coming into play, but nothing really too big this in the week ahead. Now remember, this is the last full trading week ahead of us before we start to head into holiday markets. So as far as the euro is concerned, what do we have to think about? We got someone in our chat room. Rod Room, awesome, and thanks. Cool. If you have any questions while we're talking about the euro US dollar, definitely leave them or put it down there, and we'll answer them as we go along. So to start off, the euro US dollar had a dark cloud cover sell signal back on December the 4th. Since then, we traded down into this current week that just passed, and we had a nice little bounce on Wednesday. Rallied up and peaked on Friday, and then had a negative close. So right now we have made on a hourly basis, and let's show you this, we have made lower move lows and lower move highs consistently. Now we had a nice little rally from Thursday into Friday. Like I said, it peaked, and then Friday, as you can see, we ran into a wall at the top there. We have a short trade from $1.2147 that we had. Our initial stop was at $1.2175, and now we lowered it to a positive stop at $21.40. Our downside target is $20.45, so that's down below the chart here. So the risk-reward ratio on this trade is pretty strong. So right now that's in place. We have as long as the market doesn't get above this 2140 area, we'll still have it on, and I think that with the way it settled on Friday, that we have a good shot of the market coming down, at least down towards this 2090 to 2080 area sometime on Sunday into Monday night, or Monday morning rather. Now the nice thing about this is, remember when we started out, we have the daily sell signal in place. So on the hourly, we have also a sell signal in place. Now, keynote that you want to really pay attention to is our downside target here for the hourly is 2045. Now, let's take off this hourly chart, go back to our daily here, and what happens if we hit the 2045 area? So let's put a horizontal line right at 2045. So we can make this a 45. See how easy we adjust this? With our charts, you do this right on the website. No login. You can do your own analysis and figure stuff out for yourself. Anywhere you are, you just need a computer with a mouse. That's it. So once again, we have our dark cloud cover on the daily signal. We're targeting down towards $20.45 area from the hourly. Let's make this a different color since it's our hourly. We'll make this a reddish line, because anything below here would definitely have us on the sell campaign. Okay, so there we go. All right, so here's our levels and our things that we're watching. Now, Brexit is coming up on the 31st. Negotiations between the UK and the EU have started to, well, they haven't been. I've been talking about Brexit for years, actually. I actually go on a couple of different financial shows, and we were just talking about how within a couple of weeks we will no longer be using the term Brexit. We'll be using the term post-Brexit. So, but it doesn't look like they're going to have much guidelines hammered in by the 31st. They're coming into a little bit of an impasse between Boris Johnson and Angela Merkel. So we have the daily and the hourly to have sell signals in place. What does that mean? Well, what happens if the hourly is right? Let's just say that our short-term hourly sell signal gets follow through on Sunday into Monday, Tuesday. If it takes out this low right here that was made on Wednesday, then that would be very, very bearish. Why? Because that would mean that we would have made a higher move low, a lower move high, and then a lower move low, which would have us, at least in the short run, on a daily basis, it would confirm a bearish to neutral posture. Only in the short run, not the medium or longer run, but definitely in the short term. Now, since we're coming into, like I said, this is the last full trading week of the year. After that, we have 2 holiday weeks that are going to be broken up. You're not going to have a lot of market participants in the marketplace during those 2 weeks. You're going to have a lot of just algos kicking around, so it's just the machines. So make sure you pick your points and know what's going on with your levels. If you don't, you're going to get hurt. I promise you, it's not going to be a pretty thing. So our bullish breakout level will be this $21.61 area. Whoops, that's not where it's at. Excuse me. It's the high right here. Excuse me. $21.77. There we go. That got moved when I moved that namesake there. Okay, so here, let's move this chart down a little bit. So here we have 2021, the first quarter of 2021. Where are we going to go? Who knows? But we have this upward sloping support line here that right now is keeping the trend intact. Now, it had been very steep from the beginning of November into the beginning of December, which is when we had the sell signal triggered. You should be mindful of the fact that this low back in December, or November rather, was at $1.1602. Our high a week and a half ago was $1.2177. That was more volatility and more of a range within a month's period than the euro had had for almost a year and a half before the coronavirus hit earlier this year. So it's very significant that on the yearly basis, or in this year, it's not the biggest range because the euro's been all over the place. But to have that kind of volatility in a month heading into Brexit and the holiday markets, we have this short-term sell signal. I think we're really ripe for a correction now that will keep this $21.77 area intact, most likely keeping us sideways to lower as we head into December 31st. December 31st, after we pass that, obviously then it will be post-Brexit. Once we're talking about post-Brexit, who knows how long they're going to have to figure out deals, but they will be, and Brexit is in full motion. So the extreme I'm looking for right now is, let's see a test of the low from last week. If we fail there, that confirms lower move lows after a lower move high, and then we will be probably pressing $1.2045 right away. A failure from $1.2045 really has us on edge then, targeting $1.1957. So now, like I said, if this happens next week and we have that kind of a trend going, that would be something that would kind of fulfill a nice short-term correction, blow off a little bit of the steam from the volatility that it's had over the past month and a half, and then probably go into a quiet neutral trade as you go into the holidays. The holidays could be volatile, they could be swinging all over the place, or they can dry up like there's no tomorrow. Always be careful of a holiday trade, especially between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, and especially around New Year's. You're going to have the algos kicking. You're probably not going to have a lot of participants. Usually the ones that are playing around on the holidays are either traders that are extremely bored and have very bad discipline when it comes to trading, or they're newer traders that just don't have the developed the discipline yet to stay away from markets like that. So with that being said, let's go once again back to the hourly to prepare you for next week. So on the hourly basis for the euro US dollar, we are looking for a follow-through break to take this market down towards $1.2090, $1.2080. If it fails from here, it should continue to press forward towards lower levels, targeting a downside target of $1.2045. If it gets above $1.2140, we're out of this trade, but really it has to get above $1.2177 for us to be off the bearish campaigns, because remember that the hourly trade, once again, this is the hourly signal. This has a short from $1.2147. This is an hourly signal. So this one can be negated while the daily trade is still on. The daily trade is off if you fail from $1.2177, because this daily trade here, we're in at $1.2120, or actually $1.2119. So for that one, so we have a position on the daily basis. We also have one on the hourly basis to coincide with each other, and especially if the hourly hits. Now we will take off the position with the hourly once we hit the 2045. So remember to always be disciplined. We have two trades on. This hourly trade, if it hits $1.2045, it is over. It's done. It's gone. But it doesn't mean that the daily trade is off. So we're hoping to have that get down to that lower area. And let's see, do we have any questions? We don't have any questions in the chat room for our Euro US dollar weekly analysis. As the week unfolds this week, especially once we hit the 2045 area, because then we'll have to take you off the hourly and just maintain the daily, which at that point, if we do make lower move lows after having made this lower move high, the stop that we have in for the daily signal will also be brought down, because that one we have at 2175. So we got a lot of risk on that one, but we're looking for a bigger slide on the daily basis for that trade. But once it falls and makes lower move lows and hits our hourly target of $1.2045, then our $1.2119 trade we will bring down to a break even plus 3 to 5 pips, depending on how extreme the market is when we get to that area. So once again, we don't have any questions on the chat. If you guys want to hang around, we're going to come right back with the British pound video, but this one is our Euro US dollar weekly analysis video, so we'll be right back with a fresh one, and we will be focusing in on the British pound. So I want to thank you very much for hanging in there, and just want to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Forex Trading Unlocked, in case you haven't already. And if you want to learn how to trade that dark cloud cover sell signal that we were just talking about in the daily, read the book High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns, available on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle versions. And also check out all your Forex trading needs at forex-trading-unlocked.com. We'll be back in another moment. We're going